former Chicago Bears quarterback and Super Bowl champion Jim McMahon showed up on Fox News Digital for an interview with Ryan Gatos to make a run at the second two options. McMahon, a known cannabis advocate and activist, took his airtime to tease a possible presidential run with former All-Pro offensive lineman Kyle Turley, my guy, to promote the duo's cannabis advocacy and raise awareness about safer banking. But also, let's be real, is to promote their brand Revenant, which is available in Missouri, home state of the Kansas City Chiefs. And they wanted to get that off there too. But it didn't really make major headlines, but Turley was in New Hampshire last week to confront opposing candidates that are most likely not on anyone's ballots this year, Nikki Haley and Dean Phillips, about safer banking. So McMahon made sure he brought it up while he was on air. Here's what he had to say. We're trying to get the message out about this cannabis plant and about fair banking and to bring awareness. I think he meant to say safe or safer banking, fair banking, and to bring awareness not only to the cannabis industry, but things are going bad in this country. We're going to make a little bit of noise. We might get some votes just for cannabis part. We're going to have some fun with it. We're going to try to grow our brand and make people aware about this plant. We'll see what happens. He was then asked about what he'd change if he were elected president. And while I do not want to really dive into that rabbit hole today, I will say this. There's a reason why Fox News Digital was the one giving him the time of day. But as a former football player myself, I'm all for former pro athletes using their celebrity to promote cannabis and raise awareness regarding cannabis issues that not only matter to them, but also affect mainstream America. And even if you got a front about running for president to get the word out on fringe networks, thirsty for spicy sound bites from people seldom known for giving their opinions anywhere other than on social media, you know what? I'm all for it. Fellas, you got my vote. I'm Rico Lamitte, the dopest dad on the street for Hot 9 News. And for 2024, I am officially endorsing Jim McMahon for president and Kyle Turley for VP. Who's with me?
Oh, man. I feel like we're in an episode of Ballers.
Let's do it.
I mean, anybody could be better than Trump. So
I don't know about all that, but I mean, the Democrats are trying to push the rock right now.
I mean, if Trump can do it, anyone.
Do you think that? Yeah. I wonder, is the Democrats knew that this article was coming out, Rico, and that's why they've been trying to push the rock to run to have some opposition to this ticket?
You guys want to like cling on to every conspiracy theory? Why don't you just put forward some actual platform ideas? How about that? Instead of worrying about The Rock, instead of worrying about, what's her name?
I'm not worried about The Rock. I'm so not worried about The Rock. I think it's
some solutions, man.
I just find it hysterically funny.
Yeah, I thought this was hysterically funny.
This is
fair banking.
I mean,
dude.
I mean, did you really expect him to know it? Did you really expect?
I mean, come on. He was a quarterback. He probably has some TBI. He got hit a lot when he was playing. Like, if he got close to the mark, that was good enough. He's expecting the wide receiver to pull that ball in, even if it's 2 or 3 feet away. And so if he gets the words wrong, he's expecting somebody besides him on his team to correct him. I'm not mad at the guy. I liked him as a football player. I like what he's saying. I understand that he's being covered by only one side of the political spectrum, but I think the things that are coming out of his mouth are things that I generally align with. And I like their brand. Not that I've tried the product yet, but I like the branding around it. It's kind of like the masculine sort of we're kind of tough cannabis brand, and it's a welcome respite from things like other brands like Garden Society or things that are obviously more feminine focused. So I'm not mad at Jim McMahon. Thank you for your football years, and if you can get the message out anywhere and it aligns with what I think, I'm gonna do nothing but cheerlead.
Yeah,
I do find it amusing though that his brand is sold in Missouri, and it's the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. I do find I
feel like it's Missouri.
It is.
Remember?
Yeah, Missouri. Yeah. Missouri. Yes.
Yeah, I'm waiting silent.
That's because
I'm waiting for Charles Barkley and Herschel Walker to come together and have a mind trust running for president and vice president.
A mindless trust.
I think Charles Barkley has standards in his life and wouldn't affiliate with Herschel Walker.
I have a real question. Do you think we could put?
They're both Republicans.
That's great. That's great. Do you think though that we could get Refrigerator Perry to be the head of the FDA in this administration?
Is he still alive?
Just saying. All right, we're gonna go to a commercial and we're gonna be right back.